You may have heard of deviled crab cakes, but have you ever tried a deviled crab tart? These tarts are rich and have just enough heat to remind you why they're called deviled. Hi everyone, welcome to Let's Celebrate TV. I'm your host, Peter Lee. Today, our celebration is all about a great appetizer called Deviled Crab Tarts. Let's get started. Now, what is a deviled crab tart? You may have heard of a deviled crab cake or deviled crab. It's a little spicier version of crab. It's usually in cake form or in a croquette, and it's fried. I'm taking a little different direction, and I'm going to make them into tarts. Now, the first thing that I did was I preheated my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 200 degrees Celsius. I have a nice large skillet here. We're going to start with melting some butter. I have 3 tablespoons of butter right in our pan. Just going to get that melting. All right, to this, we're going to add some onion. 1 small onion that I just finely diced. Right in. What we're going to do is just saute this until this onion is a little soft and golden. We can add a little salt and pepper, and that's going to help it out, because we always want to season our layers. This just takes a few minutes. All right, my onions are ready. They're nice and soft, and they're a little translucent. Not browned, but a little translucent, a little golden. Next, we're going to add some flour. I have 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, same amount of flour to the same amount of fat. This is going to make a roux, and we just need to stir this up and let it cook for about a minute or so to cook out that raw flour taste. Now this is going to make the filling nice and thick and rich and luscious. All right, that's all that really needs. Our next ingredient, I have half and half. This is 12 ounces or 360 mils. We're going to pour this in while I stir. And we're going to stir this constantly. Right in. All right, we're just going to keep stirring this until it thickens up. It will come up to start to bubble and get nice and thick. This is almost thick where it needs to be, and the way you find out is you drag your spoon through, and if it leaves a trail like that for a moment, it's getting there. I'm going to let this go just another few seconds. All right, now this is about where I want it. I'm going to cut the heat. But now we need to add more richness to this. We're going to do that in the form of egg yolks. I have 2 egg yolks here. Now, I've just broken them up a little bit. You don't want to just dump this right in, because then they'll cook instantly and you'll have scrambled eggs. We want to take a little bit of this mixture, and we're going to put it into the bowl with the eggs and stir it quickly. That's going to temper the eggs. And that means it's bringing the egg yolks up to the same temperature as the mixture. Now we can put this back in all at once, and it shouldn't scramble on us. All right, we want to stir this up to combine. All right, now it's time for the star of the show, the crab. I'm using today a can of crab. I love this canned crab. It's pasteurized, it's perfectly cooked, and it's very affordable. You can get it year-round, and it lasts a long time in your fridge. Now, I'm using, it's called Special. You could use lump crab meat. I wouldn't go for the colossal or the jumbo or the really expensive crab meat. I would go for a more affordable one like this. This is 16 ounces or 450 grams. I'm going to put that right in. This is mixed in well enough for now. we're going to add some more flavors to this. First up is some Dijon mustard, just a tablespoon. It's going to add some salt, a little tang. After that, Worcestershire sauce, just 2 teaspoons. Again, a different flavor, a different type of tang. White wine vinegar is next. And I say white wine, not white vinegar. White wine vinegar, just 1 teaspoon. These are all different types of acids, and they're all going to combine to brighten this up and give it a lift because it's a very rich filling. Now, we call this deviled crab. Here comes the first part of the devil. I'm going to use my favorite hot sauce. You can do 1 to 2 tablespoons. I'm doing 2 today. I'm feeling a little extra. Stir this up to combine. Now you see how thick and luscious this filling is already. All right, this is nice and mixed together. Now we need to let this cool for about 10 minutes. And when we come back, we're going to make our tarts. All right, it's been 10 minutes. My filling is cooled down. Now's the time to give this a quick taste for seasoning. And this would be the time to add it if it needs any adjusting. I think just a tiny bit more pepper. All right, let's get our tarts ready. I have here on my board my favorite store-bought pie crust. I don't make pies enough to make my own, so I use store-bought. We need to cut out some discs that will fit in my muffin pan. I have a 3.5 inch cutter here, which is 7.5 to 8.5 centimeters. This is a circle. You could use a large jar and a small knife to cut around it and trace around if you don't have a big cutter like this. I'm just going to make 6 tarts. I have 4 already done, but it's just this simple. Does it get any easier? Now I'm using today my favorite non-stick muffin pan. You could use a little tart pan if you had them. And if you don't have non-stick, you could wipe some softened butter inside or give a little spray with cooking spray. It's very simple. We're just going to put the little circles down in each muffin tin. All right, now we simply fill them. Not all the way. You don't want to overfill them, but a generous amount. Here we go. Alrighty. I want to give this a little more color. And this is also another chance to add more heat if you want it. I have here some roasted red bell peppers that I've just cut up in little strips. You could use a chili, pickled hot pepper, anything you like if you want to add some more heat. I want the red for the color. Gives a little fire taste to it. It's still the holidays, so they'll be pretty and festive. Now these are ready to go to the oven. I'm going to bake these 400 degrees, 200 Celsius for 20 minutes or until they're nice and golden brown. So off to the oven. And here we are out of the oven. We baked these for 20 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 200 degrees Celsius. They got nice and golden brown, and now they've been sitting cooling for about 10 minutes. So I can touch the pan. This is perfect. Let's do our favorite part. Let's take one out. Now, look at that. The crust is cooked. It's beautifully golden brown. It's still warm. Let's cut it in half. See what it looks like. Ooh. Now look at that. Luscious, soft, and creamy. I better taste it just to make sure. This is rich, wonderful crab. Very crab forward. You definitely taste crab. It's not lost at all. And now in the back is that little tingle from the heat letting me know it's deviled. All right, if you enjoyed our episode today, if you got some value out of it, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button, and then you can watch us every single week. So while I go devour this tart and maybe a couple others, I want you to watch some of these episodes over here. Until next time, everyone, cheers.